Okay, welcome to another live. I know this has been a while since I've done a live on YouTube, and I just want to welcome you. If you are here with us for the first time, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And I want to just touch on a few things as it relates to boosting our relationships. And one of the things that I tend to talk a lot about relationships, building relationships, setting boundaries, recognizing red flags in relationships. So these are some things that, we talk on a lot. So I wanted to just hop on here on this platform just for another few minutes, just to remind us about like ways that we could actually boost our relationships. And so one of the ways that we can boost our relationship is trying to improve our communication. Communication, as we always hear the term, is key. So it's critical that you recognize how valuable or how important it is to do everything to enhance the way you communicate with each other in your relationship, whether it's relationship with your family member, mother, father, daughter, son, or your partner, whether your husband, your wife. Boosting that communication is going to be key and critical for you to really improve your relationship. So communication means simply whatever your partner, whatever message they're trying to send to you, you're actually getting the message in the way it was intended. So that message, it takes practice for that to happen, because relationships actually, or communication actually involves a lot more than just you speaking to someone and they're listening to you. It involves the body language, it involves the messages being sent. It has to be clear, has to be concise, it has to be accurate. Whatever I'm saying is really the truth of what I'm trying to say. It's not just me just speaking because I want to speak. So I think active communication is also very important in improving the issue of communication in relationships. So engage in the person. So if I'm actively communicating with you, then you also have to make sure that you are listening to me, I'm listening to you. So we have to put our phones down when we're trying to communicate with each other. The phone is a big distraction, especially if we know we have issues in relationship. Imagine we're arguing about something and I just decide to just grab my phone and I'm on my phone while you are trying to say something to me. That's going to cause the issues, the problems to, get a lot worse. So it's important to ensure that we use active communication. We're actively listening to each other. We clarify what we're trying to say to each other. And this is key. We learn to revisit topics that are not resolved yet. They might be sensitive topics that we have not resolved yet, but we can practice approaching these topics in a meaningful way, and we could always revisit it. We don't have to resolve the issue that we have with funding or mother-in-law, father-in-law issues. We don't have to resolve that all in one go or one night. We could actually, chip away at it, break it down, and revisit. So that's going to be key to our relationship and just ultimately improving our relationship, revisiting touchy and unresolved topics. Another very important piece, if we're trying to work on our relationship and boost our relationship, is the issue of respect. Are we respecting each other? Do we have mutual respect? Do I, get away with calling you names when I'm mad, and then, I'm just kind of really hurt when things are resolved, because you get really mean when we're trying to, we should be respecting each other even when we have arguments. So name calling, giving those low blows in conflicts, it's never a good thing if we're trying to work on improving our relationships. So that's going to be very important. So the put downs, the name callings, the cursing, you have to be so careful. Managing your emotions while we have communication issues and while we're having our conflicts, which is a healthy part of any relationship. We have to make sure that we're not, we're able to manage our emotions well. We can regulate our emotions. We don't get mad and we do the worst things or say the worst things, and then we expect our partner to just be cool with it. So it's all about learning to manage your emotions even when we're having the worst of conflicts. And that is a sign of having also mutual respect in your relationship as well. Another important part of improving our relationship is ensuring that we have also mutual trust. Do we trust each other? Or is it a one sided thing? I trust you, but you don't trust me. So that mutual trust is also going to be important. And trust doesn't happen overnight. You actually learn and grow, and you actually develop trust for someone. And it's based on your experience with the person. Maybe you depending on the person and they came true, and so you start to develop a level of trust over time. You can give the person your word. You know the person they have your back and things like these. So those are critical parts of actually building the level of trust and recognizing that trust is not an overnight affair either. And you will have levels of trust in relationships too. People are struggling with issues of trust, maybe from former relationships entering into new relationships, or people also are struggling with issues of trust outside of their childhood experiences. And we have to recognize that we take these into our relationships. So it's also something that we have to recognize, and not to say that the other party is to blame. If I come to a relationship with trust issues from my past, it's not for my partner, it's not my partner's issue per se, but it does, it's gonna affect the relationship in the long run. So it's very important that we work out our issues of trust, whether it's childhood experiences or previous relationships, whatever the case is. But if we're gonna improve our relationship, we have to address the important piece or part where trust plays in that relationship being very successful. So it's not something that cannot be worked on. If you still have issues of trust in your relationship, find a therapist. Find that safe space that you could actually speak to someone and they could intervene. They could help you and your partner work it out, or it could be a family situation where it can be worked out with an outside person coming in. All right, great. So that squares away a little bit on the issues of trust in a relationship. And there are truly some other things that I want to mention, but I will save that for another relationship booster. And I definitely want to close with an affirmation. And what I want to start doing is starting with an affirmation and ending with an affirmation as well. So, what the affirmation does is that it really helps us to, we're restating something. We have a statement and we're repeating that, we're believing it, we're embracing those words, and we're making it real to our situation. So we have almost several affirmations for all different situations. For relationships, we have affirmations. So I am enough just as I am in my relationship is an affirmation. You might not feel enough. You might not feel sufficient to the other party or persons you're in a relationship with. But you want to feel that way. You want to get to that place. So repeating that is a good start to getting there. Start repeating these affirmations until you start actually believing it, until you start feeling it, right? So that's the power of affirmations. I am enough just as I am in my relationship. So that's what I just want to end with for tonight on this relationship booster. And I know Many persons have not seen my life for a while. I'm so sorry if I have been absent for a while, but I certainly want you to continue to support this channel, you know, and I will continue to share as often as I possibly can, and with topics that have been very helpful and useful, informative for so many persons. So be well, be kind to yourself, and see you again soon. Thank you.